Let's talk about the show. There's going to be a show on December 3rd at Odie's in Camel with tribute bands comprised of local people around here, which I think is, great that they're taking 5 or 6 people from around the scene and putting them together. What do you guys have to say about that?
I think that idea goes back as far as for my part, goes back as far as the idea that the compilation came about. Like I said, me and Horky and Brad are all really big Kiss fans, and it's kind of one of the things we bonded on, and we came up with this idea that when the compilation came out, we would kind of just form our own little tribute band and play some Kiss songs. And then probably about 6 months ago, Chris from Narc Out the Reds approached me and said that we should do this show, but we should go all out. We should have a Devo tribute band. We should have a Kiss tribute band, have them all in costume, all in makeup, and just devote the entire night to this dual release. And that was kind of how the ball got rolling for the show. And it's going to be a hell of a show. It's going to be very different.
Yeah, as far as the tribute bands go, when I heard about it, it was really cool because, as far as I knew, I thought we'd have a release show and maybe just have like some of the bands, come up and play a couple covers and play a few of their own songs, just have like a release show. So it was actually pretty cool to find out that there was local musicians putting that much work into like these 2 tribute records. It's kind of like, some people might think it's kind of like a silly or goofy idea to put out tribute records, especially to like, Devo and Kiss were, both wore costumes, and people might kind of laugh them off as like, people who don't know about their music might laugh them off, but if you listen to the records, there's some good stuff. So I think, it's pretty cool that these Lansing musicians like know that it's like, worth putting that much work into. And also that these 2 records, they're going to be put out on CD. CDs are kind of dying out, so I kind of think, these 2 compilations, who knows, they might be a couple of the last, compilations that actually get released on a CD, that will come out to represent Lansing. Everything's, MP3 downloads and stuff now. So, that was really Tommy and Timmy who really, pushed for getting a physical release of the record. And, you never know. In a few years, no one might even buy CDs. So this might be one of the last like physical documents of like what's going on in Lansing right now. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Do you think that makes it all the more important that it's happening now? Do you think it couldn't have happened any other time? Maybe a year from now, do you think it couldn't have happened?
Yeah, you never know. People are buying less CDs every single day. So I think it's really cool to have the artwork there and the CD. And there was a lot of work that went into it. Like, all these bands, if you count up the hours that all these bands spent recording, not only recording the songs, but also these tribute bands for practicing for this one release show, like it's out of control how much effort has went into these 2 records. So like to not have it on CD would kind of be a shame. So I'm really glad that GTG Records is making it happen.
And I can say that as far as being a part of the tribute bands, there's a lot of work going into it. Not only as far as the Kiss tribute band goes, it's us going home, watching Kiss concerts, studying the moves.
I heard Chris is going all out. I heard
we're
the
all
vocalist.
All of us are going all out. Yeah. But basically, for me, it's me. I'm playing the part Gene Simmons, and I sit at home and I watch the way he holds his bass to the way he looks away from the microphone when he doesn't sing and sticks out his tongue. And so I can say that there's a lot going into this. And then as far as the practices goes, I can honestly say that I've never been to a practice where every single damn note counted. And it's interesting, and it gets to you get a chance to work with other people too, and you know I find it a privilege that I get to work with Chris and Brad and Horky in this.
Do you think that the amount of many hours these guys are putting in will make it all that more special?
Yeah, I'm hoping actually that, like, you know, not only at the release show, I mean, I'm hoping these guys might surprise people and show up and do some shows later on down the road, like, you know, unexpectedly, or do something, you know, because it'd be a shame for all these bands to practice and learn entire sets of Devo and Kiss songs, which, you know, like Kiss songs were really kind of weird timing and stuff like that. They weren't really traditional, like, you know, musicians. So, like, same with Devo. I mean, they had some really complicated songs. You know, sit down and try to play Peekaboo, you know, see how easy that is. So, like, you know, I'm hoping that all the effort, you know, you might find them playing at Max Bar, you know, again, sometime after that, or somewhere, yeah.
I think you're right. I think, you know, they should do more shows. I think if they're putting in the effort. You know.
Actually, they'd probably get paid more money
There's
doing that.
I just actually received a text message today about rumblings about another show, an all-ages show going on. First thing I heard of it, but I'm game to do it. Yeah. You're right. We put a lot of time into it, and the last practice, we all kind of were just sitting there, and we were just like, man, what are we gonna do after this show? Like, we put so much work into this, and it's been a lot of fun. Like, on top of everything else, it's fun, and that's a lot of why we're doing it. Yeah. I mean, as a lifelong Kiss fan, I can't say that I never would see myself doing a thing like this, but it's certainly a lot of fun, and it's just a trip.
Yeah.
It's just a trip.
My last question, you've kind of hinted on this throughout the whole interview, but like, what are your overall goals with this whole thing? You said, you know, it's fun, and that is that the main goal of the whole project, to have it be a fun experience?
I have to say that Kiss has a bad rap as being this typical chotch rock party band, and like I said, like, I've listened to Kiss my entire life. As I grew older, I started listening to more and more albums, and if you go back and you listen to their first 3 albums before they came out with Alive, that's like gritty as shit. Like, that's just rock and roll, and to me, like, that's like 70s rock and roll right there. And I feel that it just needs to be recognized. Like, I want to show, you know, these people that Kiss isn't all about singing, you know, rock and roll all night and shout it out loud and cheesy, shitty ballads that they write. Because I will admit they wrote some shitty songs. Basically, the entire 80s, Kiss is shit.
Look It Up isn't bad.
Look It Up is shit. But I want to show people that, you know, they're actually talented musicians, and on top of that, they got a hell of a stage show. Mm-hmm. And for me, you know, Kiss is an experience that you have to witness, and that's what I'm going to stick by.
And just a lot of bands, you know, were inspired by the Beatles. I mean, people would be very surprised to find out how many bands were actually inspired by Kiss. I mean, you know, bands like Nirvana and stuff like that, when they were growing up, they listened to Kiss. So, like, yeah. I mean, all these bands who, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, some people who might criticize Kiss, you know, their favorite band listened to Kiss. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea. And, like, you know, if it was, you know, a tribute to Crosby, Stills, and Nash, that wouldn't be all that, you know, dynamic of a record, I don't think. But seeing how it's Kiss, they were over the top and stuff like that. So I think that was a great idea, and it went really well with, you know, the Devo tribute, because, you know, they're kind of, you know, in the same bag. People, and, you know, who appreciate their music and who are in the know that there's something more to those two bands other than, you know, Whip It and, you know, partying all night. So.
I wasn't that familiar with Devo pretty much before last year, but once the ball got rolling on the Devo comp, you know, I started listening to them more, and, like, I realized like, wow, this band's actually like pretty good, because I was really only familiar with Whip It. And
yeah, that's a good thing about the record too. It's like I'm hoping, you know, people, you know, all over Lansing now who might not have checked out Devo, you know, we'll get into it, or they might start flipping through, you know, Kiss's back catalog. You never know. So, you know, either way, it'd be cool.
She's just a girl. She's just a girl. The girl you are. She's just a girl.